All right, what's up, guys? How y'all been? I know it's been roughly about a week or something. Um, hey, we ain't gonna let it go further than that when I'm making a new vid. We're gonna get into side chaining. Yay, let's get that going. So, I'm gonna break this down in two ways because there's multiple ways of side chaining, and I use two ways. So, first and foremost, something that I think everyone would benefit for is side chaining your reverb and your delays. How do you side chain your reverbs and delays, Tay? All right, well, let me break this shit down for you. So, everyone at this point, I would assume you know how to make an aux track, you know how to set up your reverbs and your sends. So, what you do is honestly really simple. You get, say, for example, I have my plate reverb right here. So, what you want to do for sidechain is you want to make a send, and that would be the sidechain send, or or I guess yeah, like a send or a bus. Same difference as long as you can put it onto the send, so you could place it on your master, or not your master, your main vox. That's all that matters. So I got the verb sidechain here. So what you do is, because there's a specific compressor that works very well for this, right? So right here, the DIN 3 compressor, it's the stock compressor. So you can do this as far as the reverb and delay sidechain. You could do this if you don't have any special plugins. But what you do, right, is you're gonna put this compressor slash limiter, you're gonna put this on your aux sends at the end of the chain. You're gonna go to the key input, you're gonna go to the bus. If you made the bus properly, you're gonna scroll down. What you see, a verb sidechain bus. Put that on there. Set your compression up. Me typically, I can't remember exactly where I had it prior, but let's just say something like this so I can showcase how it works, right? So basically, the whole point of side chaining is, at least as far as this trick, is it ducks your reverbs and your delays so they don't overly bleed into each other or anything. So, for example, right, you're gonna see on the compressor, but I'm gonna play part of this song, and you're gonna be able to see. So, listen and look. This is for the reverb. So this is what it's doing to the reverb itself. You're so locked in. Come be my babe. Girl, it's been a while. I'm trying to see your face. Girl, you know you get excited when you hear my name. Just come and chill. It's been a while. Girl, you'll be okay. So the whole point of the compressor on here for the side chain is that what it's doing is when you set the threshold and everything up, these aren't accurate settings to exactly what I usually use, but just for the context of this, what it does is when your reverb is hitting beyond your threshold or whatever, you can set it up to where it ducks it. So the reverb doesn't keep going and bleeding, which helps you have control for songs where, you know, if you're trying to really drown a song in reverb or delay, or like really get really creative, sidechaining helps you control it. So it's much easier to maintain whether it bleeds through or it overlaps or it gets too crazy. And that's basically the gist of how it works for at least the reverbs and delays. And then the other version of sidechain, and this is excellent for all of my people that work on 2-track beats. You don't really produce, you don't have stems often, and you just trying to find a little extra headroom for your vocals. This, I live by this for most songs, but same process, make a bus for the vocal sidechain, and then what you're gonna do, right, is you're gonna take an EQ. And I don't know if any of the other EQs work on this because I've had Pro Q3 for a long time, but similar thing, the little key up here, right? Take that bus it straight to your vocal side chain. And then with the Pro Q3, what you're gonna want to do, right, is I'll just delete this and redo it so you can see, but it'll show you, I'll show you in effect how it works. So let's play the hook. So look at this. You're so locked in. Come be my babe. Girl, it's been a while. I'm trying to see your face. Girl, you know you get excited when you hear my name. Just come and chill. So as you can see, you do that pre-post EQ match. This is why you go to EQ match, because it has reference. You're gonna go to the side chain. So what's the whole point of the bus? The side chain is taking the bus on there, right? And it's listening to the whole mix, everything, listening to all the vocals.
because for my vocal bus, it's just all the vocals together. So it's taking what they sound like. Then you see, as you can see there, you're getting all the frequencies. So then what you want, oh, well, it went away, but I'll show you again what to do after. So once you get that point and you match it, then this is what happens, right?
Come be my babe. Girl, it's been a while, I'm trying to see your face. Girl, you know you get excited when you hear my name. Just come and chill and spend a while.
You pick the frequencies. So obviously you still want your bass. You don't want to duck the bass.
I don't even know what's left for you to say. I've been on my shit, I'm grinding every single day. I got tired of starting over, I ain't going separate ways. Tell me what you want, I'll figure.
Now, look, you see what I did there? I cut all of the low ones out because you don't really need to duck anything in the lows, because at the end of the day, with your vocals, you're already rolling off lows. So you necessarily don't need to side chain the lows. So you don't need to duck that with the beat, because 9 times out of 10, you already have 808s or some type of bass in there that, you know, those aren't conflicting with those parts of your vocals. So you don't need that. But what you do want is right here, the side chain for all the mids and highs, because then what this is doing is this is ducking the beat on these specific sections it's found in the sidechain. Only Pro Q3 does this, I believe, right now in the FabFilter plugins. But what it's doing is it's taking all those frequencies in your vocal on the beat, and then when you sidechain it this way, and this is why you go to dynamic. You don't want to actually turn the things down itself, because you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be draining that actual EQ out, and you don't want to take that much of it out, because then you're just dulling the vocals. You want to go to the dynamic range, and I usually aim for about -5 dB of dynamic range on this. So what this is doing is this is taking some of the dynamics out of the beat and making space for the vocals. So then after you do that, you see I've just subtracted all of this. Now when we play the vocals back,
Come be my babe. Girl, it's been a while, I'm trying to see your face. Girl, you know you get excited when you hear my name. Just come and chill and spend a while, girl, you'll be okay. Yeah, come be my babe. I don't even know what's left for you to say.
makes a nice little bit of headroom in there, you feel me? That's kind of what the intention of that is, that little bit of headroom you want in your you know, because it does just enough without doing too much. Obviously, you still has other things you should go across with when you're doing this for the, you know, sidechain process, but it's a good way to make a nice little bit of headroom just so your vocals can sit a bit better in the mix. And also, I don't really do this much, but sometimes if you're on a 2-track as well, just this little side sauce thing, you could throw a smack attack on here and try to pull some more of the transients and stuff back out of the 2-track. I don't typically tend to do it too often, but that's a little bit of sauce with that. And there's much more side chaining things because it gets deeper than just vocals and reverbs, because you know you can also side chain kicks to drums. So once you start getting stems, like side chaining is a very, very helpful tool, I'd say, for a lot of things. I completely forgot I switched it to make it easier. I just made a bus for, I mean, a aux track. So I just send the send for the end of each of these auxes straight to this all effects. This has all my effects, like basically everything, all the reverb, everything on this. And then I just put the sidechain right here. This is much easier. This is the C1 comp, also another stock compressor. But this is much easier because you can control all of them from one. I mean, obviously, it's all up to preference. If you want to have, you know, maybe different levels of squashing on the delay than the reverb, then go, by all means, do it the other way. But this, I feel like, is a good way to keep it consistent. Also, now that I have this here, I can show you guys exactly the difference. Because watch this, watch this. I'm going to mute the beat and just play it super squashed, and then just listen to it when it's not squashed. You're going to see the difference in the reverb.
Come be my babe. Girl, it's been a while, I'm trying to see your face. Girl, you know you get excited when you hear my name. Just come and chill and spend a while, girl, you'll be okay. Yeah, come be my babe. I don't even know what's left for you to say. I've been on my shit, I'm grinding every single day. I got tired of starting over, I ain't going separate ways.
See, that one's much more prominent. So you can see, one, you can see the compression on the left-hand side, and two, you can literally hear the difference. If I turn this down, no reverb, no delay comes through. But as you get to this sweet spot between 0 and maybe 30-ish, it's like, you know, you're able to control where everything goes, you feel me? So excellent sauce, excellent tip to have in your arsenal as an engineer. Sidechaining is a very, very excellent tool to have. And I mean, you don't have to sidechain every song. Typically, if you make your own beats or you're used to working with stems, you don't really need to do that because you can control every single element of the beat. So it's like that just comes down to just leveling at that point. But when you have a beat that's already mastered and stuff, it's a little bit harder sometimes to try to fit your vocals where you want them. So side chaining, very excellent tip. Um, but yeah, that was like I said, not nothing too crazy this video. And let me know in the comments if there's anything else you guys want to know. Cause I'm trying to brainstorm things and tips that I've learned that I would maybe want to teach that I feel like are like game changers. But yeah. But appreciate you guys for coming, watching, tuning into the video. Hope you guys having a good one. Hope everybody's staying blessed. Uh Please subscribe if you like, share with your friends, put people on. I'm going to be here trying to be as consistent as possible. Yeah, and that's just the end of it. I'll see you guys. What's today? Tuesday. It's 2 a.m. I'll see you guys probably again before the weekend. I'm going to try to aim for. So, everyone's have a good night, stay up, or morning, wherever you are, whenever time you're watching this, and I will see you.